I'm Marcus Julian Calbo from societiesalillusion.com, and I am the Angry Atheist. In a year where heroes collide, two titans face off for the future of a nation. One is the entitled Politico, the other the revolutionary dark horse.
People want jobs.
And when this is over,
people feel like, their government's not working for them.
The function of healthcare should be to provide quality care to all people.
The world will never be the same.
We're going to invest in education and jobs, not more jails and incarceration.
And I will pass the Equality Act, too.
It's the old versus the new.
I have led a very public life now for 25 years.
This is what a rigged economy and a corrupt campaign finance system is about.
The establishment versus the revolution.
I do believe we need a political revolution.
I know how to go after what Republicans stand for.
Hillary Clinton.
I take a backseat to nobody.
Bernie Sanders.
My opponent was the inevitable nominee.
The political animal.
That is not enough.
Meets the champion of the people.
She doesn't appear quite so inevitable today.
So yeah, it's 2016, and America must once again decide who will be the leader of the free world. Wait, are we still the leader? Seriously? Even after the... and the... Really? Huh. So yes, the leadership of the free world is at stake, and in the land of freedom, free choice, and free market, we once again get to choose from the cornucopia of parties representing the people. Still only two, huh? But this year, the two sides couldn't be more diametrically opposed. While the Republicans sound like a drunken clown car that skipped the medium in oncoming traffic on the way to a KKK rally, the Democrats also find themselves in a heated battle as Ms. It's My Turn Now finds herself staring down the barrel of a second defeat from an unlikely voice of the middle class.
They are working longer hours for lower wages. They're worried about the future of their kids.
And you would think that given that Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton are from the same party, that they wouldn't have such disparate views or demographic popularity. And there you have it. The whole reason this became a slobber knocker, and a whole reason that a generation and a half of people that are fed up and tired of the system have been electrified by Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
Hey, anybody here supporting me?
Oh, yeah. All right, good. All right. It is even.
You see, a lot of us back in 2008, we fell for the whole hope and change rap. But when nothing changed and hope started to be lost, Hillary's message of let's continue down the path of Obama is about as out of touch as she is.
I'd like to hear from you on why you feel the enthusiasm isn't there.
Today in Oskaloosa, I spent time with about 10 high school students.
A whole 10, huh?
I see young people across the state. I've been on the front lines of change and progress since I was your age.
Nope! Then comes Bernie Sanders, an independent who's been on message for his entire political career. Wants to fix the student debt crisis, Wall Street avarice, pay-to-play politics, become the leader in climate change. No, not that kind of leader. Educate the masses through tuition-free state college and university, provide medical care and coverage for all, and to stop getting involved in these destabilizing and pointless military conflicts, and BAM! A champion was born. Oh, and did I mention that Bernie is publicly funded while Hillary is funded by the same clowns that crashed the global economy? Yeah. And the real measure comes out in their voting, because when you compare the two on the biggest issues that we have faced in the 21st century, there really is no comparison. Invading Iraq. The Wall Street bailout. The Patriot Act. U.S. military interventionism. The Trans-Pacific Partnership with China. offshore oil drilling, the creation of the Keystone Pipeline, the 2006 border fence legislation, and the death penalty. Wait, what? Yeah. And if this isn't enough, Hillary Clinton has flip-flopped so many times on major issues that it's possible to believe that her opinions and convictions come from Gallup. I mean, when you say something like this...
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman.
And now hold the opinion of this!
I support marriage for lesbian and gay couples.
Listen, I'm not saying that a person can't change their mind and evolve in their beliefs, but when you play in the public forum, you owe the public an explanation for why it is you changed your mind. I mean, you said it was sacred, and sacred, by definition, is a big deal. So if you changed your mind from that, if it's no longer sacred to you, then what were the things that went in to changing your mind? Did you change religions? Did you have an epiphany at a pride parade? Did you become an atheist? Did you become gay? Any of these explanations is acceptable. But we do need the explanation. Because if you don't tell us, you're just a flip-flopper chasing the polls. And when that poll chasing leads to a 10-year illegal war that costs the lives of hundreds of thousands, or goes against the will of the people in the bailout that was larger than the entire historical budget of NASA, or passes the unconstitutional freedom-robbing Patriot Act, not only are you flip-flopper, but you're fucking dangerous! Yeah!
Being the first woman president, than electing the first woman president. The first woman president.
There's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other.
On the other hand, with Bernie Sanders, he's not just saying what everyone wants to hear. He embodies it. For his age, status, and career, he's a man of fairly humble means. He understands that America shouldn't be fighting over obsolete jobs, but becoming educated to innovate and drive the next phase of the global economy. He understands that medical care is a part of the inalienable right to life, that the industrial military complex infringes on the inalienable right to liberty, and that economic equality allows for the pursuit of happiness. He shows a pragmatism and understanding of the American political animal in his decision to switch from independent to Democrat, because we all know no independent can win in this culture. Hell, he's done something I've wanted to see for years from a politician in his willingness to cut his own throat by either denying donations or mocking donations from questionable sources. And despite the fact that President Obama's endorsement would almost guarantee him the presidency, Bernie Sanders publicly came out against President Obama's selection for Secretary of Treasury because...
Do I think Jack Lew is the kind of guy coming from Citigroup where he worked, part of Wall Street, that he's going to go back to Wall Street and say, stop ripping off the consumers of this country? I don't think so.
Hillary Clinton is more concerned with keeping her own power and becoming the first woman president instead of actually serving the people who would be electing her. And sadly, the people know. It's why she lost to Obama in 2008, and why she is struggling to such a degree that she has had to call in Big Daddy Warbucks superdelegates to make this race even close. Meanwhile, the rest of the nation becomes impassioned and emboldened by a message that the United States has never heard in a candidate. And while Bernie Sanders isn't perfect, for the first time in a long time, we have a candidate that is not simply the lesser of two evils. Hillary will just have to settle for Liz Warren becoming the first female president. So, Bernie Sanders v. Hillary Clinton. Have you already decided who you're going to vote for? And if not, what's holding you back? Are you an independent like me that is registered as a Democrat so they can vote for Bernie Sanders in the primary? Place your comments down to my right if you're crazy enough to pick a fight. Hit that like and subscribe button. Share us on the social. And I will see you next time on The Angry Atheist.